To another episode of the Thrive in 5 podcast. Today, I'm going to be sharing 3 things you can do right now to feel better in your body. Because, sure, you can lose weight. And as we talked about this week, when you go through the More to Life process, you can lose weight in a way that allows you to feel good in your body when you get to the end of that fat loss journey. But you can also reach a place where you enjoy going shopping now, where without losing any weight at all, you can feel more confident and comfortable in your own skin, where you can enjoy buying clothes, where you can just feel better in yourself. I want to make absolutely clear, and I've had a couple of questions about this, I'm not against weight loss. I actually really dislike the body positivity movement that says that you should love your body no matter what, that, you know, that if you gain weight, then like, that's cool, and we're anti-diet and we don't want to change our bodies, because I think that makes you a victim of your circumstance. People, women, gain weight for a whole load of reasons that are outside of their control or within their control. People gain weight because of their work life or their personal life or difficult emotional challenges. They gain weight because of illness or having had a baby, or there are so many things that impact your body composition, and you are completely within your right to want to be in control and take ownership and change your body. That is your choice. And it's something that for years I really battled against, this idea that I wasn't allowed to change my body because I thought I had to love it as it was when I hated it. And there is a place where you can love your body and want to change it. And this week we've talked a lot about this idea that changing your body alone won't change how you feel about it. And we've talked about this idea that losing weight alongside working on your body image means you can get to a point where you are at the end in a body you feel truly happy and comfortable in, that you're just like, this is exactly how I want my body to be, and you can feel really good about that. Often what happens is people lose weight and they don't feel good about their body at the end of the process because they haven't worked on their body image. So all of that is to say, you can lose weight and feel good in your body at the end of the process. But I know for me, and I was reflecting on this week, I could have been much happier in my own skin before I lost weight and whilst I was losing weight. And I know that had I done this work before I started losing weight, or like alongside losing weight, I would have reached a place where I felt a lot better about myself when I reached my target weight. So here are 3 things you can do to feel better in your body right now, whether you are currently trying to lose weight or whether you've not really started that process yet. Here are 3 things that you can do. Number 1, look at what you're consuming. I'm not talking food here, I'm not talking calories, I'm not talking dieting, I'm talking the content that you consume. Who you are seeing on television, on social media, in magazines, in person potentially. And what you think when you see those bodies. When I talk to clients about this, we often talk about body image and it will come up in conversation, and I'll ask the question like, well, who are you following on social media? Often I will have my clients on social media so I can look through and see who they're following. And I can see that they're following a lot of social media influencers, fitness influencers who are very lean with visible abs, or who are following fashion influencers. This was definitely me at one point, following fashion influencers who are in a body that is very different to theirs. I used to do this. I used to follow fashion influencers that were like a size 6 or a size 8, and I was like a size 14, and I would be very frustrated that the clothes that I would put on wouldn't look like they did on them, and it created this real dissonance when I'd expect an outfit to look a certain way and it looked very different on me. It's really important to challenge the content that you're consuming and to think about how it makes you feel when you see those bodies. You know, when you see somebody on social media, a fitness influencer, a coach, a PT, a fashion influencer, a celebrity, and they've got visible abs, how does that make you feel? And think about what it does to you when you see that content. What it does is it creates a world where you think that is a normal body. When we all know, we're not idiots, we've all seen the content, right? That social media stuff can be faked, it can be edited, that posing is incredible, that you can find a really flattering angle, you can contort yourself into all sorts of weird positions, you can edit photos in a certain way to make yourself look leaner. You know, it's something that, I'll be honest, I have done, where I will put a filter on certain photos just to make my muscles pop a little bit more. I'll put my hands up and say that. We know that it's not real, but when we see that a lot, our brains don't always do that work to differentiate. So a little bit of work that you can do, a little action you can go and do a social media audit of the people you are following on social media. Unfollow or even mute accounts that make you feel rubbish about your body, or accounts where you look at them and your first thought is, wow, she looks good. Wow, she looks amazing. Wow, her ass looks great. Wow, her legs look great. Remove some of those things and maybe have a look for people who have bodies that more resemble yours. There was a trend back in the noughties, probably the 90s as well, which I, again, will put my hands up and say I lent into, in terms of I engaged with it, of like thinspo, where it would be pictures of very thin models, Kate Moss, that kind of heroin chic, and where people would look at a lot of those things on like Tumblr and Bebo and whatever the other other kind of social media platforms were, and it was because they were trying to aim to be that. And we've moved a long way from that side of things, but a lot of us still use social media as like inspiration. We want to be like, we want fitspo rather than thinspo or fashspo. I'm talking nonsense. Anyway, my point is, go and have a look at what you're following and make sure that you're not using social media as a means of inspiring you to look a certain way, and instead follow people that maybe have a range of different sorts of bodies. Follow social media influencers that are maybe in slightly bigger bodies, or in bodies that more resemble, say, your body shape, your style. There are plenty of people out there who aren't size 6s with abs. Like, there are plenty of people out there who have more normal body shapes, have a body that maybe more resembles yours. Follow a range of different people and try and make sure that when you open your Instagram or open Facebook or whatever platform you're using, the first thing you see isn't somebody who makes you feel rubbish about yourself. The second thing you can do is move in some format. I'm not saying gym necessarily, I'm not saying run, I'm not saying a workout, I'm saying move your body in some way. And I'm going to explain a little bit why. One of the reasons that body image is so poor amongst professional women, in my opinion, I've not read scientific evidence of this, but this is definitely my experience from talking to hundreds, thousands of professional women. Professional women are reduced, their bodies are reduced to simply how they look. When you have a desk job, an office-based job, it's mainly cerebral. Like, we are talking and creating and ideating and data processing and writing spreadsheets and making slide decks and presenting and we're doing stuff that is very mental. And we are often celebrated, rightly so, for our brains. Like, that is the thing that is celebrated, and women spent a long time trying to not be reduced to what their bodies look like, and to be about the person within, about how they show up and their capabilities and their skills, which is really, really important. But when you have a job where you don't really do anything with your body is not really physically involved in much beyond typing and maybe moving your hands when you talk, it is quite hard to have good body image because your body isn't doing anything other than being visible. The only thing your body exists for at that point is to look good, and it's very easy for your body to be reduced to looking a certain way or to that being its value because it's not physically engaged in anything. A lot of the time, sports people will have good body image because they can celebrate what their body does. They can say, my body might not look like so-and-so's body, but it can do the 100 meters in 30 seconds. That's really quite slow. It can do the 100 meters in 20 seconds. It can do a pole vault. It can play football. It can play tennis. But if you're not doing anything physical, your body simply becomes an aesthetic thing. So professional women in particular, when you're sat at a desk for long hours of the day, when you're not moving your body very much, we have to make an effort to find reasons to celebrate what our body can do. And the best way to do that is to go and do something. It might be going for a walk. It might be playing with your kids. It might be going to a park run if that's your thing. It might be doing a workout. It might be going out dancing. It might be having great sex. Like, whatever is your thing from a movement perspective, find something that you can do that allows you to celebrate your body for more than just how it looks, that allows your body to become something that does great stuff. Recently, and I was reflecting on this as I was writing out the notes for this episode, I've realised that my body image has improved massively recently because I am really focused on learning new skills when it comes to being physically active. I am learning to play tennis. I am so bad at tennis, it's not even funny, but I'm learning to play and it's putting my brain in a different place. My body image has improved because I've been learning Pilates. I've recently started doing Reformer Pilates and it puts my body in a whole different space. I also have singing lessons every week, and whilst that is not necessarily a physical thing in the same way as exercise, I have to think about how my body works in order to produce the sound, and that improves my body image because I'm thinking about my body in a different way. So the second thing you need to do is go and get moving, go and do something that allows you to celebrate what your body can do, not just how it looks. And the third thing, and this brings us back to the point about shopping, which is what we've been talking about this week, when you're shopping, buy stuff in the right size that feels good. If it is bigger than you'd like, that is okay. I, for years, had clothes in my wardrobe that were a size 14, a size 16, and unless I told you what the size was in that clothes, nobody else would know. I always say this to clients, no one knows the clothes size apart from you. You're not walking around with a big label on your chest that says, I'm a size 14. When I was really struggling with my body image as a teenager, actually, I was a very overweight teenager. At some point I'll talk about this. I was a very overweight teenager, and I was very tall for my age as well. I grew very, very quickly. I've been the height I am now, it's like 5'7" since I was 11. I had a real growth spurt, and I had to wear adult size 14 clothes at the age of 12. And my mum, God bless her, used to cut the labels out of my clothes so that I wouldn't be reminded that it said a number that I didn't like. And it's something that I still kind of mentally do to this day. I don't actually cut the labels out of my clothes because I like selling stuff on Vinted, and it obviously keeps the value better that way. But what I do is when I buy something, I don't even think about the size. I do not have any opinions on it. If I have to go up to a size 14, fine. If I end up in a size 4, which happened to me the other day, that's cool too. If a clothes size doesn't say what you want, fuck that clothes size. Who's to say that's the clothes size you are? Wear clothes that suit your shape, suit your figure, and that you feel good in. Nothing is worse for body image, in my opinion, than something that feels uncomfortable, that draws attention to how your body feels physically. You know, when you have a tight pair of jeans on, when you have a pair of jeans on that give you a wedgie because the rise isn't long enough, which is something I have a constant problem with as someone with a very long torso. When you wear an itchy jumpers suddenly draw attention to your chest and makes you more aware of certain areas of your body. You know, pants that cut in, wearing a thong, not my vibe. If you have a top that like cuts off your blood circulation under your armpits, or it's too tight, it's going to make you feel worse about your body. Body confidence is about the relationship you have with your body. I often joke that a lot of the work I do around body image is like relationship counselling for people's bodies. But it's a good way of thinking about it, because if you forced your partner to do things they hated, your relationship would suffer. If I forced Harry to sit through the TV shows that I want him to sit through, he would be pretty unhappy with me. Our relationship would suffer. If I forced him to wear clothes that were super uncomfortable, he wouldn't be in a great space with me. The same applies to your body. If you force your body to do things that make it feel rubbish, you know, put it into jumpers that are itchy, make it wear a bra that's way too small, make it wear a pair of jeans, they give it a massive wedgie and cut off the blood circulation to your lower body, of course it's going to feel bad. Of course you're not going to feel great in it. Make sure that you are putting your body into clothes that make you feel good, and if that means going up a bigger size, cut it out and be done with it. So go and give these practical tips a go, and let's make sure you can feel good in your body no matter what your weight is. Obviously you can want to lose weight, and if you do want to lose weight, I'm here to help, but that doesn't mean that you can't feel good in your body now. I will catch you tomorrow for a Q&A episode. I will talk to you then.